What's up, people? How's it going? Thanks for coming back, watching some more videos. So, if you watch my other videos, I used to have a 1 gallon little cube. It's probably less than a gallon. It was kind of shameful how small it was, but I wanted to prove to myself, I guess, that I could run a small tank. And I was able to successfully run that tank for a while. I had coal shrimp in there, like, blue dreams that were almost see-through. I had some Taiwan bees in there at one point. They're shrimp. They crawled out, unfortunately. That was kind of painful and costly. I think it was like 2 or 3, and they all crawled out. That tank was really shallow. Besides that, I also had at one point I had, what was that fish? Oh, I had Asian stone cats in there. I had 2 Asian stone cats in there. Some pearlweed, and I mean, the tank ran fine because I had a hang-on back filter, like one of those little nano ones, and it was fine. It's just it was not enough volume of water. It was also a pain in the butt to clean. Not a good idea. I wouldn't suggest anything that small. Now, I mean, this one isn't that much bigger, but it kind of is, honestly. What I have here is a Spec 3 Fluval. Let me say that correctly. A Fluval Spec 3. Which is technically like 3 gallons or whatever, 2.7 or 6 or something like that gallons. And but it's a cool story why I got this one. I wanted to get rid of the little cube. It was too tiny. It was just too tiny. This one's still small, but it's doable. Based on my success with the little one, I'm pretty sure I can handle by a load in here. So it was awesome though. I saw this tank on OfferUp. It was the lady had 2 of these. This is the black one. The other one's white. So basically the base right here, white, and then this white, and then this white, this little black thing. Basically the only difference. And I think maybe the backing is white also on the other one. I don't remember. But same tank basically. Oh, and this light white. I went over there. I immediately went over there. I was like, I gotta check these out, And I went 2 for $15, she said. She then lowered it to $10 by herself. I wasn't even pressuring her, and then she even said, "I'll take it for free. Take it for free, please. I gotta get rid of them." I was like, "No. You know what? Let me look at them first, or whatever." And it turned out, so both tanks were pretty much complete with their light. One was missing a lid. We were missing a lid. We were also missing the internal pump for one of the tanks. That goes back here. I think this is what you call a Mann filter. So if I move this, you'll have a pump back there. Here, I'll show you. Let me move this out of the way, and I'll show you a mistake I made with this, by the way. There's a pump back there. There's that hose, comes up, spits the water out right there. Water comes in through there, flows down, comes up. So one was missing the lid, and also missing a, what is that called? A filter pump, right? It's just a water pump. Well, let me just put this back here because I got too much flow going on in here. Like, just too much flow because I accidentally bought a pump that was a little too strong. Anyways, I put that there so that it can kind of slow down the flow, because otherwise it's a tornado in here. So it was missing one of those pumps, and I figured, well, that's $10 on Amazon. It really is. It's $10, $12, or whatever. So I said, cool, one of them had it, one didn't have it. So what I did was I got one of these tanks, and I outfitted it with everything you need except for the lid. I kept the lid. Everything ran fine. I sold that one for $20, I think 15 or $20, and basically paid for this one. And then I just paid for the pump or whatever. So this tank was almost free, basically. That was stoked. The rocks I got from my old tank, from my Pandaluch tank, which I have an update on that later. So I got these rocks from there just to make a nice little rock pile, because I do want shrimp in here. These guppies, babies, are in here mostly to grow out. I don't plan on having like a ton of guppies in here or anything like that. I just kind of use this as a grow out tank for little fries, and also to keep the bio load going, because shrimps by themselves, unless you have a lot, from what I hear, it can cause your cycle to kind of like choke or whatever, break down, because there's not enough bio load to keep bacteria alive. So what I'm doing is excuse that plan. That plan was just a gift, and I just kind of threw it in there. So they're gonna be in there for now. I have about a few other, maybe like 6 or 7 more guppy babies that I'm not gonna probably bring in here. I'm gonna leave them where they're at, but I'm breeding a few guppies just for the fun of it. Just kind of like, it's fun. I think they're red tiger. What is it called? I just saw them at the store earlier. Red tigers? Is that a name? Red cobras? I think it's red cobras. Red snake skin, which I think are red cobras. Guppies. And I'm just kind of picking the nicer ones and just having fun with it, kind of. All the ones that I don't like, aka coals or whatever, I'm gonna take to the local fish store. Somebody gets a nice guppy, for cheap. Or maybe I'll, if it gets out of control, like too many, I'll just take them all to the local fish store, probably get like 10 cents, 15, 20 cents or whatever. Buy some nice fish food with it. So yeah, but mostly what I want to do is I want to breed these little red rillies. Now, one of the reasons why I picked red rillies is because I was looking for black rose shrimp. That's what I wanted to get in here. But at the last fish meeting, which was last weekend, I won 2 red rilly shrimp, or red Riley, whatever you want to call it, as a part of a raffle. I got 2 free ones, so I was like, that's cool. I mean, they're normally like $6-ish. So that's $12. That's not bad. And that was basically all I needed. The only excuse I needed to get these guys started. What's even more interesting is I have a blue dream shrimp, if you guys seen my other videos, in an 8-gallon tank, and those guys are exploding in population. So I knew I needed to get rid of some of them, and so I called up one of my local fish stores, one of the local fish stores, and I said, hey, do you guys need some blue dreams? And they're like, yeah, we're actually pretty low. And I was like, cool. And I took a good amount of them, I think like 15-ish, and then I got a bunch of cool things. Like I got 5 of these guys, and I got this nice little net, which is now being used as what it's not supposed to be used for, but whatever. This is one of those cool little nets for shrimps. A long net, and it does make a huge difference. I was using those blue smaller nets like for fish, and it's kind of hard to catch shrimp, especially when you want to single one out, because they all kind of get in the net. They want to be caught. The shrimps want to be caught. They literally jump into the net for you. But so I got this little net. It was like $15, and then I got these red rillies, 5 red rillies, and I figured now I have 7. That should be enough to get me started. Just hopefully I got a female in here. So I think I got about 2 females in here though, maybe even 3. So I'm hoping. I hope I don't get all females. That would suck. But even then, like I said, they're pretty cheap to start. Also, I mean, thanks to Aquarium Co-op for having that video of breeding for profit. I'm not breeding for profit, but it's kind of cool that I never really thought about taking shrimps to the pet store and like trying to get some money for them. But it seems like this pet store I went to, they were really stoked about getting them from me or from a local person and getting them imported, right? So they gave me, they gave me $2.15 each. It's not bad. I mean, especially since I needed to, shorten my numbers. I was somewhere around like 80 or 90 in that tank, and it's not bad. It's not a bad number. I wasn't overstocked by any means, but it was kind of cool to be like, you mean I can give you some and you give me money? That's cool, And then people get to buy those from them and stuff, and they make money, and someone gets shrimp, and I get to continue my little hobby. Now, I got credit, obviously. They didn't offer cash, although I'm sure they would have probably offered me some, but normally it's lower than what you get for trade-in, so probably not a lot. But I was like, no, I just want to get some fish or some more shrimp and stuff. And they were like, cool, come down. Took them in, and I got these red willies. So I'm excited to get these guys started. Not a rare shrimp or anything like that, but kind of a cool shrimp. I've always liked them. I actually like orange willy more than red willy, but look, somebody gives you 2 red willies, you're gonna start a colony. You know what I mean? Like you have to. And now check that guy out. Like this guy right here has a backline. It's kind of cool. Now I heard some guy like that one actually. That I don't think it had an ear spot. I was reading about red willies, and I think if you really want to breed some nice ones, you see that spot on the side of its head. that's just a genetic thing that they have, where they have like a blotch there of missing red. And I guess some people, when they really get into the breeding these guys, they start breeding those spots out of them. But the really cool thing is, like, one of my favorite Rillies are the blue body red Rilly, which is this shrimp, but the body, instead of see-through, it's like a blue jelly color. Beautiful. But you can't really find them. The naming is also really hard with blue body red Rilly, because if you Google blue body red Rilly, you get like blue Rillies, you get red Rillies, and then you get all the Rillies basically. And then the few times that blue body red Rillies are mentioned, it's kind of vaguely like in the description of whatever someone's selling, if it is, and we don't even know if it is blue body red Rilly. You might just get red Rillies instead. So it's one of those things where if you had to see them in person to order them, otherwise you might just get red Rillies, you know. But they're definitely a thing. I think from what I've read, it's one of those situations where so the Neocaridina split right into like the chocolate, which are like, that's where blue velvets come from, I think. Blue dreams, blue diamonds, black rose, chocolates, red onyx, or whatever they're called, Bloody Marys. They all come from that darker bluish dark chocolate color, brown, right? And then there's the other side, which is where the red cherry, right, sakura reds, the painted reds, painted fire reds, and orange, sun-kissed, yellows, greens, right? So the reds kind of split into two different kind of categories. The yellow that goes into green, and orange that goes into green and yellow, and then the reds that go into like really, really vibrant reds, and also accidentally into like blue bodied, like see-through blue bodied shrimp. I think they're called blue jellies. I think those are what's called the blue jelly. And that's when, I don't know, I guess you breed some, I think, fire reds or something like that, and they just turn translucent blue. It's kind of cool. And I think you cross those with some red Rillies and you get blue body red Rillies. I think that's what I heard. I mean, who knows? I haven't talked to anybody that does it. So, but that would be cool to have them. I haven't seen them here locally, so that'd be cool to get some of those and start them like breeding and stuff. But yeah. So I'm not, I'm not that sad about not getting black rose, because I really did want to get some black rose. But then again, I have black King Kong shrimps in my other tank, so if I really want black shrimp, those are there. It's just those just take forever to breed. But yeah, so I'm kind of excited for this tank. I don't know what I'm gonna do about plants right now. I'm just kind of focused on getting these Neos to kind of breed and stuff. Just because shrimps are just so entertaining to me. Growing up with fish tanks, I always kind of just lean towards like cories and loaches and bottom feeding fish. Not really caring much about schooling fish and all that. Those are just kind of like an aesthetic thing to me. Shrimps back then, I tried ghost shrimps, and ghost shrimps were like buy 10 because 5 will survive, maybe. And you couldn't really breed them. I think you need like brackish water or something like that. So when I started getting into these guys, Neocarodinas and stuff like that, I'm in, So red Rilly tank, coming soon, hopefully. Maybe we can get these guys to breed. Look at that back line. Kind of cool. It's almost like that line that those painted reds get. And then the guppy, obviously photobombing. You gotta see these guys, man. These guppies are beautiful. I'll show you a picture. I'll video the male, the dad. It's beautiful. Anyways, guys. So, if you're watching the video, let me know if you think that what plants you think I should put in here. This is low light. I'll probably do a video on this, reviewing this tank later. But this is low light. Just letting it's pretty dim, unless all my lights are turned off in the room. Versus like the tanks I have over there. You see them? They're bright. Yeah, those are way higher light than this. So I don't think I can start growing like super red anything, you know. Mostly just I think maybe a bunch of anubias, but then again, I'm the kind of person that likes to move the rocks out of the way sometimes, just to get in there. So I don't know if I really want to attach anubias to this. So I don't know. I was thinking if I get the money, I guess maybe I'm gonna get some. Maybe I'll dig some of this out in the front, and I'll put some Fluval stratum there, just the front, and maybe I'll put down some. What is that small grass? Is it microsword? It's a smaller one. Dwarf hairgrass? Yeah, that's what it's called. I always wanted to try to see if I can grow that. Oh wait, but this light is low light. Well, anyways, guys, if you guys have an idea, let me know. I want to get some small plants going on here, but then again, I do have low light, so maybe just pro weed, which I have here already. But I don't know, guys. You let me know if you guys think. What do you guys think would grow here in the front in a low light situation? I have Easy Green from Aquarium Co-op, so fertilizer is not a problem. I will be getting a timer for this light as soon as I start getting plants. So situation with light wouldn't be an issue. I'll probably just started with 7 hours. I found great success with doing like 2 hours in the morning and 6 hours at night with my other tanks and algae, like keeping algae at bay. So maybe I'll do this with this tank. So yeah, right. So anyways, guys, give it a like if you like really weird videos where I talk about shrimp, and subscribe, please. Thanks, guys.